Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk loaded into. I can never remember the names of the maps despite having all these battles. Arctic region of my Scorpion G, and this is a pure tier 8 battle. Pretty good setup for my Scorpion G. As you can see, and we have spawned into the northeast spawn, and I am headed out. You know, I watched this. I kept it because it's a pretty good game, and I outperformed my team by a long shot. It's pretty much a face roll. So I didn't think there was anything really interesting about it until I kind of looked at the damage that my team did and the damage I did and how the battle went. And I was struck with an interesting question at that time. And the question was, me to my team, what were you guys doing all that time? How on earth did I outperform you? Because most of you were right where I was. Most of you have guns that can easily dish out as much damage as I did. What were you doing? And that is something I think if you're trying to be a better player, whether you're a beginner to intermediate, where most of my videos are probably going to help, that is something you need to ask yourself and be honest about it. So while you're looking at your replays or considering how you play, what you need to do is ask yourself, what was I doing? And seems like a simple kind of stupid question, and the answer is, well, Guido, I was trying to damage the enemy and win the game, you dummy. What on earth do you think I was trying to do? But it's deeper than that, because when I say what were you doing, it's the entirety of the game. And the answer is, if you were not looking for shots, taking shots, or maneuvering to get shots, then you were doing the wrong thing. And now the counter, of course, is, well, Guido, I'm always doing that, you dummy. I'm always looking for shots. Yeah, but are you creating your shots? Are you looking at the map and understanding the flow of the battle? And are you actively going after shots? And even at times risking return shots, as long as the risk and the trade is fine, or at least in your favor. So you can see that I have gone down to kind of a front line brawling area with my Scorpion, and this tank can actually do this in the right situation. My initial plan then was to come down here, hang out at this corner, and maybe get a couple shots or a free shot on somebody coming around there. Then I was going to back off and see what my giant crowd of friends was going to do. But as I saw a lot of my team coming with me, I was pretty happy that I was going to have a good time down here, because as long as I've got extra tanks to support me, this thing can pop out and punish people and pop back in as long as you time the shots. So while this is not really the greatest Scorpion place to fight, most people will go up where that Canon Jagdpanzer is, or maybe hang out here, or maybe get up here and shoot down this way. But the Scorpion G kind of excels at this, especially with its speed, because it can get to these forward spots early and surprise people. Now, if you're a good player and you see a Scorpion G, you may not be surprised that he's there, but if you come raging around a corner and he pops you, surprise, then that's kind of a bummer. So let's take a look at this on what's going on and continue to ask yourself, what are they doing? So here they come. And remember that nobody likes to take a hit, so you're going to see a bunch of fairly heavily armored guys sit back. Now, this is good, though. This is exactly what I want. The T-34-3 is one of the faster tanks on their team, and he's probably in the lead of this crowd. Maybe one or two snuck down there, but probably not. These guys up top can see as they cross, and that gives you a really good idea of who's coming. So that's why stopping at this corner is fantastic, especially if you have support. Getting down in this little ravine is not great if you have no support. And you need guys up top and a few down below so you don't get pushed. So that, yeah, absolutely lucky shot. And now I'm going to push. Okay, so what are you guys doing? Let's take a look. Well, we got a 110, that's fine. The ISU and some guys kind of hanging out up top. Now immediately I come up top because I know these guys right here are busy looking at and shooting these guys. I just manufactured a shot. I positioned, came up, took the shot. Now I probably don't want to go to that well again. There is an artillery, and now I notice I've got three guys down here, and I'm thinking, why are you three not just pushing into these guys? Answer, because they don't want to take a hit. But they could easily sweep these guys up quickly, and by playing peekaboo, they stand to lose more hit points, especially if they bounce a couple. So they need to get in there. I know this. I'm going to come in, and I'm going to punish one of them. That's alright, I took a hit. I have some hit points to give. I know those two are wounded. I have three friends. ISU, what are you doing? There's the artillery. Now's the time to go. He can't fire. Look at these two. They don't want to take a hit. I don't really want to trade if I don't have to, and thankfully the 110 moves in. Takes one down. It looks like the T-34 3-fired, so I'm going to come in. I'll finish him off, and I'll keep going. I'm manufacturing shots through the timing. I'm already at 1,800 damage. This is more than most of my team does the entire game. These guys are not really looking, although it looks like the low is looking at me, but I also know that I can probably, if not one shot, almost take these guys down. There we go, got him. Low was waiting for me, so he had SA. There's still an artillery piece. I'm not really interested in poking again. Alright, so I've traded as much hit points as I can, but we've created a pretty good advantage down there, and I'm already at 2,100. And of course, we've got a bunch of guys who are not interested in going around the corner. If they all just pushed around that corner, they could sweep out that low and then grab that rock back there and get a little cover from everything, while these guys right here on this ramp provide covering fire. The question is, do they understand that? Looks like one of them does, because there goes the IS, whatever that is, 3. So good on the IS-3. There's a super Pershing right there, so I'm going to come up, get a little bit more standoff so I'm not out right in the front, see if I can't help them with this dude. Tract him at least, naturally. And so, as I assess this battle, it looks like we clearly have this corner down here sorted out. We're going to probably sweep up that super. They are now pushing through, so we've created the condition that we can sweep up this area. The Scorpion is a problem with his sniper spot, but there's so many of them they should be able to push through there. Plus he has no armor, so it's not really able to go hold down or anything crazy like that. And the rest of their tanks are kind of up here in the north. These guys are last seen in the middle, T-34 trolling around in that middle ravine. So I noticed this. Let's see if I can get one more shot on this guy. And he backs up. And they've got him, right? I don't need to sit here anymore and stare, which is something that people will often do. And I'll head off this way. This is kind of the fantastic thing about the Scorpion. The mobility of it. I'm able to come right back up this ramp. It doesn't really take that long. If you didn't know this spot is here, you can get through these. I guess they're tank traps. They look more like just rocks lined up to be a tank trap. Looking for these guys. There's that T-34, LTTB. No, bad shot. Oh, look at this. So the only place the enemy might be winning is up there in the north. Looks like the IS-3 and his buddies are fighting over there. So let's see what we can do. That ground deserved that. I'm sure it did something in its life to deserve being hit. Aim a little higher up on this guy. Pretty long reload on the Scorpion, but T-32 is being very foolish. Probably didn't know I was there at first. Now he knows I'm there, and he's actually going to come up on the side. And now I'm using the standoff, right? Because I've traded about as much hit points as I want to trade. Probably not a one-shot, although some of the TDs may be able to one-shot me with a high roll. Drop one on the Proto. There's the T-32 being foolish again. And we'll take a shot on him. There's another 503, little high roll, that's nice. As long as he's going to avail himself of my shots, I'll just let him sit there and fire again. 438, very low roll. Probably could have killed him with a decent roll on that. Let's see if we can get the kill on this dude. There we go. And now we've got the LTTB trying to circle our AMX. My gun just fails me at this point, plus my palsy. Oh, way behind him. Obviously never going to hit. That guy was moving from left to right. And I aimed behind him, so I'm not going to hit a guy that I aim behind. I think somebody kills him off right here, and that's the end. So 4,189 damage. Get down to the front. And, you know, the question then, of course, is, as I said at the beginning, and you should ask yourself while you're trying to get better at this game, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need to be looking for damage. You need to get out front there, create your shots. And then when you've traded enough and you're a little bit weakened, then you can do things like fade to the back and be a support guy. Obviously, it's all tank dependent. Hope you guys learned something. I hope you like what you saw. Make sure you subscribe if you did. Support the channel. I do appreciate it. And we will see you.